thank you for honoring our invitation to this morning's press briefing. As has been our practice, the Criminal Investigations Department of the Ghana Police Service is committed to providing regular updates on major criminal cases currently under investigation. Today's briefing will focus on 4 key investigations, which are the murder of an immigration officer and the arrest of a key suspect named Bright Awe, a breakthrough in multiple car robbery cases following the arrest of convicted fugitive Abubakar Sadiq, the arrest of suspects in a case of a robbery attack on a taxi driver at Medina, and also some work done by Interpol Ghana on transnational stolen vehicle cases. The first one is the murder of an immigration officer. The Ghana Police Service, through its Criminal Investigations Department, is actively investigating the gruesome murder of Assistant Inspector of Immigration Stephen King Amwa, popularly known as Otumfuo Nana, who was initially reported missing early last month in July 2025. On 4 July 2025, the Kwabenya District Police Command received a complaint regarding the disappearance of Assistant Inspector Stephen King Amwa, an immigration officer stationed at the Sports Department of the Ghana Immigration Headquarters in Accra. Investigations revealed that on 3 July 2025, at approximately 8 p.m., the deceased left his residence at Ashoma Estate after receiving WhatsApp images of cash bundles from one Bright Awe, who requested to meet him at a spot at Ashoma Estate to settle an outstanding debt. According to the complainant, Mr. Amwa never returned home that night and his phone remained switched off thereafter. On 6 July 2025, subsequent police operations led to the arrest of suspect Bright Awe with aliases Roberts or Highest Bright. During interrogation, he admitted to meeting and giving the deceased 500,000 cedis in cash on 3 July 2025 when they met at a spot at Ashoma Estate. He claimed that he instructed the deceased to use 200,000 Ghana cedis to pay off certain debts and hold the remaining 300,000 cedis for later collection. However, the suspect failed to clearly explain the source of the funds and provided conflicting statements which heightened suspicions of foul play. He was arraigned before the Kwabenya Circuit Court on 8 July 2025 on a provisional charge of kidnapping. On the morning of 9 July 2025, police discovered a severely burnt body in a gutter near GBC Satellite opposite Comet Estate in Accra. The body was conveyed to the police hospital morgue. Following this discovery, investigators from the Kwabenya police joined the crime scene and later proceeded with the complainant and 6 relatives to the morgue. Despite the extent of the burns, the relatives positively identified the body as that of Stephen King Amwa, who had been missing since 3 July 2025. The investigation took a decisive turn on 16 July 2025 when the CID, supported by officers from the counter-terrorism unit and the Kwabenya District Police, visited the suspect's residence. A forensic inspection revealed the following: blood stains in the living room and evidence of attempted cleanup, freshly sprayed walls, and empty can of spray paint. A search of a secondary crime scene near the GBC Satellite area also uncovered a burnt woolen carpet stained with blood and partially burnt camouflage fabric. These items were photographed, retrieved, and processed for forensic analysis. On 24 July, police obtained a warrant from the court to search a particular room in the suspect's house. A search in the room revealed more blood stains which were photographed and samples were collected for forensic analysis. A further search in the bushes about 100 meters from the suspect's house also led to the retrieval of a fufu pestle with blood stains all over it, wrapped in polythene. Police also impounded the suspect's vehicle, in which some blood stains were also seen, and same was collected for analysis. I wish to state that the initial blood samples collected have tested positive for human blood. To aid the investigation, the deceased mother and son have provided samples for DNA profiling. In the face of these pieces of evidence, the suspect, who was initially charged with kidnapping, has since been rearrested and formally charged with murder. He is currently on remand following his appearance before the Adabraka District Court and is scheduled to reappear on 8 August 2025. A special operation is currently underway to identify and arrest his accomplices, and we are following other vital leads to gather all necessary evidence against the suspect and his accomplices. The Ghana Police Service wishes to assure the public that the investigation remains ongoing and that every effort is being made to ensure that all the perpetrators are brought to justice. The Criminal Investigations Department once again has busted a vehicle robbery syndicate following the arrest of a convicted fugitive, Abubakar Sadiq, who is linked to a series of vehicle robbery cases across multiple regions in Ghana. The suspect and his accomplices operated under the guise of being members of a non-governmental organization or religious group. Their modus was to approach car rental companies and drivers pretending to rent their vehicles for missionary work in parts of northern Ghana, only to rob them of their vehicles mid-journey, often in remote locations in the northern region. In one instance, on 11 November 2022, the suspect rented a Toyota Land Cruiser from a car rental company for missionary work in the northern region. When they got to a place near Malzeri, close to Yendi, the driver was tied to a tree and the vehicle stolen from him. A similar incident occurred in January 2023 when another Toyota Land Cruiser was taken under the same pretext. In April 2023, a Toyota Vitz was also stolen and later sold in Bolgatanga using the same modus. Through investigation and sustained intelligence efforts, the police identified the key suspect as Abubakar Sadiq. A warrant was therefore issued for the suspect's arrest. He was also placed on the police wanted list, the immigration stop list, and an Interpol red notice. In February 2023, police had information that suspect Abubakar Sadiq had been arrested by police in Burkina Faso, but he escaped custody before extradition could be completed. On 28 July 2025, Abubakar Sadiq was finally arrested in Accra through a joint operation involving the CID's anti-armed robbery unit and the national security. He is now in police custody and assisting with investigations. It is of interest to note that the Cape Coast High Court had previously sentenced the suspect in absentia to 25 years imprisonment with hard labor for a 2021 robbery in Breman, Istikuma. He is also implicated in several other car thefts under investigation. We are urging members of the public, particularly car rental operators and victims of similar incidents, to report to the CID headquarters to assist with investigations. Efforts are underway to arrest his accomplices while investigations continue. I'll now move to the arrest of suspects in a case of a robbery attack on a taxi driver at Medina. The CID has also chalked success in our investigation into a robbery incident involving a taxi driver, Mr. Vic Martin Obing, which took place on 1st January 2025. On the day of the incident, the victim was operating his ash and yellow Toyota Corolla taxi with registration number GM29616 when three young men requested a ride from Medina Zongo Junction to Hacho. While approaching the ICGC church area in Hacho, the suspects attacked him inside the vehicle. They covered his face with a shirt, tied him up, and forced him to lie on the floor on the back seats. The suspect then took control of the vehicle and robbed him of his daily sales, a mobile phone, and 13,000 Ghana CIDs in mobile money before abandoning him near Westland. Following receipt of the complaint, a team of investigators visited the scene and deployed intelligence-led operations to track the suspects. On 30th July 2025, acting on intelligence, police arrested suspect Vincent Betoglo at the Accra Mall. A search conducted on him revealed the complainant's stolen mobile phone alongside three other mobile phones. Upon interrogation, the suspect claimed he purchased the phones at Kwame Nkrumah Circle but failed to assist police in tracing the alleged seller. Further investigations revealed that suspect Vincent Betoglo is an ex-convict who was convicted in 2011 by the Cocoa Affairs Court 1 and sentenced to 40 years imprisonment. He was, however, released in 2023 after a successful appeal. Police investigations are ongoing and efforts are being intensified to arrest the other suspects involved. Now I will be speaking about some work done by Interpol Ghana on transnational stolen vehicle cases. The CID administration has stepped up efforts to fight vehicle crime by working in close collaboration with other national agencies, including the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority and international partners like the Interpol, Digipol, and the FBI to share intelligence on vehicles stolen abroad and imported into the country, as well as transnational organized criminal groups involved in the stolen motor vehicle trade and related crimes like money laundering, insurance fraud, identity theft, visa card fraud, among other transnational crimes. This effective collaboration has resulted in the recovery of 43 vehicles stolen from abroad and brought into the country between January and July 2025. These 43 vehicles are mainly high-value luxurious vehicles such as Rolls-Royce, Audi Q8, Porsche, BMW, Mercedes-Benz, etc., stolen from countries such as the Netherlands, Spain, Belgium, Canada, USA, Germany, Italy, and France. Out of the 43 vehicles that have been impounded, investigations have been completed, and the courts have ordered that 18 of them should be repatriated back to the countries of origin. 8 have already been repatriated, while 10 are pending repatriation. Cases on the remaining 25 are still pending in courts. It is important to note that for every vehicle that is impounded, thorough investigations are carried out and the importers are given the opportunity to provide proof of ownership of purchase of the vehicles from the countries of origin. It is sad to note that in almost all the cases mentioned above, those who clear the vehicles in Ghana are unable to provide proof of ownership or purchase of the vehicles from the country of origin prior to their importation into Ghana. Let me indicate here that payment of customs duties in Ghana does not mean that the vehicle was legitimately acquired from the country of origin. To further boost the fight against vehicle crime, a special task force has been set up by the CID administration to conduct intelligence-based operations and impound suspected stolen vehicles brought into the country. So far, the task force has successfully impounded 6 vehicles made up of 4 Toyota Tundra vehicles, 1 Toyota RAV4, and 1 Range Rover, all stolen from Canada. Investigations have commenced to unravel the circumstances surrounding their theft and importation of the vehicles into Ghana. Intelligence gathered on the modus operandi indicate that criminals use fake identities to rent vehicles from car rental companies. While the rental agreement is in force, they clandestinely ship the vehicles out of the country. As soon as they are sure the vehicles have been cleared, they stop paying the rental charges and cut all communication with the company. By the time the rental company realizes that the contract has been abrogated, the vehicle would already have been shipped out of the country of origin. Some of the vehicles are actually stolen from the premises of the owners. The tracking systems are disabled and they are shipped into the country. In some of the cases, fake credit cards or stolen credit card details are used to buy the vehicles on hire purchase. While the agreement is in force, the vehicles are shipped out of the country of origin. Once the vehicle is out and sold to an innocent buyer, the payments on the purchase are stopped. That is when the owners realize the theft and report same to the authorities. Others also buy and import the luxurious vehicles as a way of laundering illicit profits acquired from criminal acts like romance fraud and sextortion. Sadly, some innocent citizens fall victims and purchase vehicles that have been stolen from abroad. I want to take this opportunity to advise all citizens who want to purchase vehicles, particularly those imported from abroad, to go beyond requesting for the customs documents and demand from the importers some proof of purchase or ownership of the vehicle prior to its importation into the country. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, the cases outlined today highlight Ghana Police Service's unwavering commitment to investigating serious crimes and bringing perpetrators to justice. From the gruesome murder of Stephen King Amwa to the arrest of high-profile robbery suspect Abubakari Sadiq and the ongoing pursuit of assailants in the Medina taxi robbery case, as well as the cases of sale of vehicles stolen from outside the country, we remain focused and professional in carrying out our duties. We acknowledge public concern regarding the pace of some investigations. Let me assure you that all cases are being handled diligently, guided by evidence and due process. On behalf of the Inspector General of Police, Mr. Christian Tete Yohono, I wish to commend all police officers involved for their dedication, especially those who continue to work long hours to gather evidence, trace suspects, and ensure that justice is served. A special thanks goes to the Office of the Attorney General and Ministry of Justice, particularly the Office of the DPP, whose hard work and dedication gives meaning to all the work we do at the CID. We are also grateful to all sister agencies, and I want to particularly thank my brother, Didi, for his unwavering support. We've been working tirelessly night and day to ensure that victims are actually rescued and suspects are put before courts. Thank you so much. We want to thank our stakeholders, both local and international, for their continued support. As I conclude, I wish to urge members of the public to continue to support our work by volunteering credible information to the police and other security agencies. Together, we can ensure that Ghana remains safe and secure. I thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live on CCTV. I would want to acknowledge